Today we're going to talk about Google Ads, specifically advanced audience building. I think some of us have been exposed in a variety of ways. Like, hey, I've done some audience building. I put it in there. I found the intuitive affinity audiences through the through the UI, and I included them and I called it a day. But today we're going to talk about each different segment. We're going to talk about which ones work best and how to scale them, which I think is probably the most important. So let's actually open the box and discuss targeting. So if we go to the first element, where can you begin targeting, or where should you begin targeting? You do it in your buys, but when you do something more advanced like the remarketing list as well as combinations, you want to start here, which is the audience manager, which is in Google Ads. You access the wrench on the top. Everybody's familiar with the wrench. You go there, go about 2 spaces over, and you see audience manager. From there, you get these 3 choices, which is the data segments. These are more of the first and second party choices. And when I say first, that's your data. So that's when you actually take your CRM data, your email data, and you plug it in, and that creates something called a remarketing list. From there, you also have the other party data, which is like the website visitors, YouTube viewers, identifying which videos you want to retarget and create marketing lists for those. That's all here. Not to mention Google Analytics, which a lot of people do not use. They definitely need to start using more Google Analytics targeting, especially when you can access the add to carts, initiate checkouts, purchasers, all sorts of cool stuff. People just don't, and I understand it's a little bit cumbersome, but you should definitely be incorporating that. The next you have is custom segments. These are also called custom intent segments. These involve life events, affinity audiences, demo targeting, in-market audiences, which is really cool. A lot of people don't know about the difference between life event and in-market versus affinity. So we're going to talk about that. And then you have combined segments. That's when you take all your segments and you slice and dice them. So you have your say if you want to start your acquisition funnel with YouTube and you want to target people who are unexposed, and then you target them, but then you want to remove people who have entered your funnel via, who have either seen the ad or they have already purchased, or they're already in your smart funnel and through an ad card. You just basically remove those people through this segment as well, and you just say exclusion. It's basically exclusion, but you add and/or, and you're able to create super segments. You're able to like I said, minimize the segments and exclude. You can do all sorts of stuff, all in this particular area, which is very cool. So let's go down one. Let's talk about custom intent audiences. So here you have your custom intent. These are defined via 4 different avenues. The first is in-market. In-market is exactly that. It's people who are ready to buy, researching to buy. A lot of this is fashion. Some of it is kind of serious, like buying a car. Some of it is going to the movies or even a concert, streamers, all sorts of cool stuff. From there, you're able to target people who are in the decision-making process. One of my favorites that is not used as much is the life events. These are really good for courses. I use a lot of, I actually have 3 online courses that I manage, all separate clients. One of them is a retirement course for, a finance course for retirees. And so what I love about life events, you can get early retirement, then you get retirement, which I love because you get people that are about to enter that funnel or enter that segment, and then you have people who are in that segment. So that's an awesome thing that you can reach. Another way this has benefited me personally is one of my fashion clients is a toddler brand, and so with life event you can target parents who have kids who are in that particular life event. Not to mention other major events such as school, like I said, kids, all sorts of cool stuff that you should really be familiar with, because that's when like a life event is a life event. It's an important thing. So you're able to target people and when they're at these different segments of their lives, and of course in market. So in market is awesome too for e-commerce. Detailed demos, that's very self-explanatory. That's the genders and the demos. You can also do some minor parenting, household income stuff there as well. And then there's Affinity, and that's like the behavioral targeting. That's more like people who have gone, basically seen a movie in, whatever, so much amount of time, or the music they listen to, behavioral psychographic kind of information. I think we're all kind of used to that. It's basically, but it'd be like equivalent of like detailed targeting in Facebook. The next you have is remarketing list. That's that first party audiences that I was talking about that are just so essential. That's your CRM data when you plug it in. It's actually called a remarketing list. Then you have other remarketing lists, like I said, that include people who have gone through your funnel that have seen certain videos or have been to your site, engage with your app, all sorts of cool stuff. You actually can create a remarketing list based on that signal from Google. And like I said, Google's everywhere, right? So this is you're harnessing the power of the platform here. Similar audiences, very self-explanatory. That's done from the remarketing list, and you extrapolate it out from a seed audience to a wider, broader audience, and that's what this basically lookalikes. That's all it really is. And then, of course, finally, you have combining audiences and also segmenting audiences. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where you want to add exclusions or you want to make a super group, right? So you want to get people who surf plus go to movies, or surf and drive a Ford truck, right? And you're able to combine these groups into a powerful segment where you can retarget them or target them. One thing that's quite interesting that I've noticed on Google Ads, a lot of people don't take advantage of or kind of don't understand, is how to use PMAX and targeting, right? So the cool thing about PMAX is it has its own little bit of a unique UI in that it wants you to enter your specific segments, first party segments, which is like your remarketing list or your data. It specifically says your data, right? So you'd enter people who have engaged either purchases, obviously that's probably your best route, or add to cart, or do people who have gone to your site. Generally with PMAX, the more information you give it, the better it is, because you want to give it, especially from your data, all different types of signals to work from. Like, this is your group who have visited. This is your group who were in the conversion funnel, which is the add to cart, instant checkouts, payment methods, etc. And then you have people who purchase, and these are all different people. Maybe they weren't final purchasers, but they were on the fence. We should still go after them. Then you're able to incorporate the larger, broader audiences, which is what we're talking about here, which were the custom intent audiences, and include that there as well. So what it does from the seed audiences, it slowly works its way into the larger larger awareness audiences. Sorry, I'm streaming live, and it's able to extrapolate or move itself into that portion of the funnel. Do keep an eye on PMAX. There's been a lot of studies where it just stays in retargeting, so just keep an eye on it. It is, retargeting is a low hanging fruit. A cost per conversion from an acquired user who is at the top of the funnel is a lot more expensive than somebody who's actually gone to the bottom, right? So it does it in theory, but it still, at the end of the day, really goes after your retargeting audience, so, or your remarketing list, as opposed to going straight to the acquisition. So it will stay in your retargeting for quite a bit. So just be knowledgeable on it, have it on your radar, even talk to your client, or if you're a business, just be aware of that. From here, this is really cool. I love this one. So this is great for entertainment clients. I work on a lot of films, and the one cool power of Google is YouTube, and then it's GDN, right? And the two kind of go hand in hand. They're slowly coming together in the UI aspect, in the back end, and the PPC portion of Google, right? I mean, they're definitely separate things on the exterior, right? But in the back end, they're just becoming more synonymous. You're able to buy more display video when you buy, YouTube, and they kind of want you to definitely incorporate that to bring down your cost per conversions and your cost per views and so forth. This is what they're talking about. It's a good segment. I like this. The problem is the scale. That's the hardest part here. So when it says websites and you're able to buy display sites, it's hit and miss. I've tried to. There are certain sites that I've used. Like we actually went after a semi-older target that was a news. It was an entertainment client that was more news focused. So we tried to buy a lot of news, and which has a lot of inventory, to be honest. And it wasn't as popular. It wasn't as scalable as I thought. We were able to scale at the end, but it was only with certain partners. And then on top of that, you have the choice of picking YouTube channels. So YouTube channels is pretty cool, but again, they have to have that scale. I mean, you have to be in the millions of subs, right? You can't just be 10,000, 1,000. You can technically, if you extrapolate out the total number of YouTube channels and YouTube postings that you want to target, the actual videos. So if it's in the hundreds, which is a lot of time to go in there and cherry pick and put them in here and drop them in, you're going to be there a while, right, to set this up. So it's better just to go, I mean, really it is to just, use a lot of your demo targeting, use a lot of your custom intent targeting. It's pretty cool, but you got to know what you're doing and you got to have experience here because I'm telling you, if you promise the client, we're going to be on this channel and I put it in here and Google Ads said so, do not do that. It's not going to scale. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to scale. It may scale after, and that's why I was saying you have to enter hundreds of sites and channels in there, maybe even in the videos themselves and the apps to really get that to spend, especially when it comes to entertainment, because with entertainment, you're dealing with a window, right? It's a very short window because your movie is releasing or your show is debuting that Tuesday. So, I would definitely just make sure you experiment with this. Don't make any promises that you're going to specifically be on this channel. I know like Walking Dead is kind of popular. A lot of people try and get it through this way. And you kind of can through UGC YouTube channels and videos, but don't promise the world. Don't do that. You'll just get in trouble. So that's it there. And then I believe that's really it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Follow the conversation on Medium. I'll have a list, basically a link below where you can click and follow the article based on this video so you can find out more and get these screenshots and see exactly what I've said, but be able to read it and see some advanced explanations. Also, too, this channel is amazing. Please come here for PPC content. Ask me any questions, anything you need, please subscribe. And then there's my site in case you need me for anything, YRV Dynamics. I'm Yousaf. I'm also on LinkedIn as well. So feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great weekend.